Hello guys, while gamers are busy playing the game of the year and admiring the actress's performances, yeah, of course, Kojima did his best. I decided to tell you about a different game. You've probably heard of the Borderlands series. Personally, I'm not a big fan of these games because of looter-shooter elements and repetitive encounters. Although I do enjoy the chaotic shootouts, they're fun. But there is one game in the Borderlands universe that's not like the others. I'm talking about Tales from the Borderlands. It's not a typical Borderlands game. It wasn't made by Gearbox, but by Telltale Games. This is an interactive movie-style game that tells a story within the Borderlands universe, featuring some well-known characters from the main series. Even though I don't like Borderlands games that much, the one I'm going to talk about today actually left me with mostly positive impressions. This is my first video, so don't forget to support me by liking and subscribing to my channel. Alright, let's get started. Before jumping into the story, let's talk a bit about the gameplay. As I mentioned, this is an interactive movie-style game. The gameplay is very similar to what we see in Quantic Dream games. We follow two playable characters, Rhys and Fiona. However, you can switch between them freely. The game does it automatically depending on the scene. Between cutscenes, you can explore some locations, talk to side characters and interact with certain objects. But to be honest, the gameplay is pretty simple and even boring at times. Exploration is slow and very limited. You can only interact with a few objects. You don't really discover anything useful or important while exploring. Nothing that would impact your choices in dialogue or help in critical situations. The game is very linear and there's usually no reason to explore much. The object that moves the story forward is often placed at the end of the area, making exploration feel pointless. During cutscenes there are some quick time events, but they happen rarely and very easy. You get a lot of time to react, and even when I failed a few of them, nothing really happened. I never lost. Because of this, the gameplay lacks any real challenge or excitement. But if you're playing an interactive movie-style game, you should know that the focus is on the story, not the gameplay. And this game is no exception. While the gameplay is basic, the story is really fun and engaging. The game is divided into 5 episodes, each continuing the story from the previous one. Every episode starts with a cool intro and some great music. The game has well-written characters, each with their own personality. The main story revolves around Rhys and Fiona. At first they're complete opposites. Rhys is a corporate employee working at Hyperion, while Fiona is a con artist living in Pandora. These two very different people are forced to work together to survive. Watching how their relationship develops is one of the most interesting parts of the game. Since people on Pandora don't like Hyperion employees, there's a lot of tension at the start. Fiona is especially hostile toward Rhys, but over time they begin to understand and trust each other. The game also features a slightly silly plot twist at the end, but it fits the tone of the story and doesn't ruin the experience. The dialogue is full of jokes and funny moments, which makes the game really enjoyable.
Oh, Eric? Oh, is that you? Wait, what is this? Is this real or is this a joke? Oh, this is real.
However, one of the game's main problems is the illusion of choice. As with the most interactive story games, you're often given a few dialogue options to choose from, and sometimes the game even tells you that a character will remember that. But most of the time, these choices don't have any real impact. For example, there's a character who works for Valerie. Throughout the game, I insulted him and didn't take him seriously. The game said he'd remember that, but in the end, it didn't matter. He died as part of the main plot anyway. Yes, your choices can affect some small things like specific lines or dialogue or how characters treat you. At the end, when you form a team who joins you depends on how you treated certain characters. But the final scene where the characters enter the vault is always the same no matter what you choose. This doesn't ruin the game since the story is still fun and engaging, but it does hurt the replayability. Once you've seen it all, there's not much reason to go back and play it again. To sum up, Tales from the Borderlands has simple and not very exciting gameplay, no real impact on how the story ends and boring exploration. But at the same time, it offers a fun, well-written story with memorable characters and great humor, very much in the spirit of the Borderlands series. Personally, I believe gameplay should always be most important part of any game. It's what makes a game fun to play. Still, I recommend checking this one out if you enjoy light, funny, story-driven experiences. It's short, around 10 hours, and moves along quickly. Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like and subscribe to my channel. And if it's not too much trouble, leave a comment below. I'd love to hear what you think. That's it for now. See you in the next video.